Okay.
Okay.
Oh my god.
What do you think?
What the? Okay, can I have my notes? Because I already forgot.
Okay, notes.
Okay.
All right. Today, I am guest appearance on Rickie's show. Well, reaction video show of the Selena show. Series.
Yes. Keep up. We've already been through this.
There's gonna be a lot of that.
Are you done?
No.
I've sat and I've marinated. Marinated?
Should I wear this hat? Is it blocking my eyes?
Let's see, look at the camera. Yeah, get a beanie. Oh.
That's better, right? Can you see me better?
I
Can you see me better?
see you better. But can you tell you're wearing a hat? Also, I just realized I was like the intro of Fresh Prince.
This is how you set it up? No, what are you doing? This is what we're doing.
Okay.
There, see?
Oh, hell yeah.
Okay.
So, back to what I was saying. I kind of wanted to give a little intro video to like my thoughts on this series.
Yeah.
And Keebs did too.
Okay, so reactions. I haven't seen it. So this is me coming in cold.
Well, you're not supposed to tell them. Well, okay, I guess that's fine. He could know that he hasn't seen it yet. But I'm mostly gonna talk about just kind of like stuff, just issues, just things that like you can relate to because you're Mexican too.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's see what we got.
Okay. Mexicans are on TV, people.
It's a big deal.
It's a big deal. Yes, Mexicans are on TV, so we're really happy. Mexicans have been on TV a lot, but it's just so refreshing.
Well, it's more now.
Now, but the roles that we play on TV are poor people, the struggling kid that needs help by some white teacher that's gonna give them a scholarship to college.
Instead, I'm greeted by a couple of friends who were in my English class last year. And it hits me, Mrs. Gowell, my crazy English teacher from last year, is the only person that made me think of hope.
Which is great. Yes, that exists, but that's not all we are. We're not all housekeepers. We don't all speak Spanish, and we all don't use one car. Like,
and honestly, Selena is like one of the first to show people that.
Yeah, I think that this series shows like, I mean, I keep saying this series, but it's her life. Like, I think that it does a really good job of showing, yes, they didn't have money, but that's not their defining feature. And it's not, they don't victimize themselves in this show. It's just nice to see someone's actual journey.
It's like a real American dream story, like her story.
Yeah.
Cause, I mean, all you gotta do is like, just watch it. Or a great place to start is with the actual movie. You watch the actual movie from like way back with Jennifer Lopez. Like, it's just an American dream story, and it's so good, and it means so much, especially to Mexican Americans, I think, because one, we come from that background, and two, it's just a part of our culture to like want better.
Yeah, want better, do better. Like, it doesn't matter how much you don't have. Honestly, I think that's better because you grow up with nothing, you really don't need anything to survive. Like, meaning, like, how do I explain that?
There's a lot of things that you appreciate that a lot of people take for granted.
Yeah, and a lot of people think they need things to succeed, and it's like,
you don't.
No, you wanna, for example, in the show, which yes, I get into in my first video, you want lights for your show? Okay, let's go drive and dumpster dive for these peach cans and make them. Like, oh, we don't have money. Oh, we, like, shut up and just go find something to make your lights with. Like,
yeah, it's like, figure it out. There's always another way.
Always. Okay, so that's our little intro. Mexicans are on TV, people. Let's see. I had to make notes because I'm a list maker. Anyone that knows me knows that. Okay. Ooh, let's talk about how she was gonna be the bridge of Mexican and American culture. A lot of people don't understand what that means, especially a lot of like newer fans, which we'll also get into that. He would have been like huge. It's like Michael Jackson, Beyonce, like she's up there. She's in that caliber of artist, and they are great artists. I will never take anything away from them. However, they are not, I can't say they're not bridging two cultures, because they are. They're bridging Black culture and American culture. Like, it's just different though, a little bit, because these are two separate countries that are like coming together with one person.
Mm-hmm. Well, because she started out with the Mexican audience first, right? And then she was starting to bridge into doing more like English songs and things like that.
Yeah, people in their town where they were wanted Mexican Tejano like music, and that's what she had to learn how to do. That's how she had to learn how to sing. Like, you know, she didn't speak Spanish, and there's a lot of Mexican Americans now that like don't. There's a lot of people like me and you where it's like, I understand Spanish pretty well, and if someone has a full-on conversation, I know exactly what you're saying, and most of the time I can respond, but I get really nervous because I feel judged, like, oh, you don't speak Spanish perfectly, like you're like an outcast, you know?
And it's so real. It's like it's really hard to explain to somebody that you understand what they're saying completely. It's just hard to speak it. That's hard to explain to people, but that is like the situation of a lot of Mexican Americans, like, you know, second generation, third generation, you know, sometimes it just, maybe your parents didn't teach you, or maybe it wasn't a priority, whatever it might be, but you're still around the culture, so you know the language, but you just didn't practice speaking.
Yeah.
That there's a lot of Mexican Americans like that, and it's so true that you get judged, like
from both sides. You get judged from both sides, meaning you get judged by Americans because, oh my gosh, I cannot say this enough, because this line in the movie itself is like, I understood this as like a 5-year-old watching this movie. It's like,
they want us to play Mexico?
Dad, a gig in Monterrey, Mexico.
Dad, that would be so cool.
I'm not sure of that right now.
Come on, Dad.
Hey, Dad, you always said everything's a risk, right?
They don't accept us with it. They never have.
Hello, we're Mexican.
No, we are Mexican American, and they don't like Mexican
That's
American.
all saying, go on,
And they can be mean, and they can tear us apart over there. Selena Spanish is...
What about my Spanish? I've been singing in Spanish for 10 years. It's perfect.
Singing, yes, but when you speak it a little funny. And down there, you gotta speak perfectly, or the press will eat you up and spit you out alive. I've seen them do it.
Overreacting.
Dad, the music will speak for itself, Dad.
Listen, being Mexican American is tough. Anglos jump all over you if you don't speak English perfectly. Mexicans jump all over you if you don't speak Spanish perfectly. We gotta be twice as perfect as anybody else. Why are you laughing? What's so funny?
Nothing.
I'm serious.
I know
Our
you're
family
serious,
has
Dad.
been here for centuries, and yet they treat us as if we just swam across the Rio Grande. I mean, we gotta know about John Wayne and Pedro Infante. We gotta know about Frank Sinatra and Agustin Lara. We gotta know about Oprah and Christina. Anglo food is too bland, and yet when we go to Mexico, we get the runs. Now that to me is embarrassing.
Dad!
Japanese Americans, Italian Americans, German Americans, their homeland is on the other side of the ocean. Ours is right next door, right over there. And we gotta prove to the Mexicans how Mexican we are, and we gotta prove to the Americans how American we are. We gotta be more Mexican than the Mexicans and more American than the Americans, both at the same time. It's exhausting. Man, nobody knows how tough it is to be a Mexican American.
you're not Mexican enough for the Mexicans, you're not American enough for the Americans, and it's like, you're not. Me at my age, 26, I made that sound like I was so old. Me at my age. Me being me, and throughout my life, like, that resonates with me so much, and it's like, I always wonder, like, do other people feel this way? Other Mexican Americans who, like, grew up with their families speaking Spanish, and, like, either you didn't speak it or stopped speaking it because you got embarrassed, or, like, because most of your friends don't speak Spanish, or like whatever the reason. Like I'm always curious about that. So please share your thoughts on if that resonates with you, because I would really like to know.
God, that'd be so interesting to know. From just what I know, and I'm not as big of a fan as Rickie is. There's not a lot of people I think that could be as big of a fan as she is. From what I know, she was just right there on the precipice of making English pop music, and she was getting pushed in that direction, and she was about to make a huge wave in the United States, and right before that is when she unfortunately was taken away from us. I mean, if you think about it now, that 25 years later she has a show, it just shows that she had that impact in the United States that was supposed to happen back then. But it's just like, imagine if she was around for those 25 years and how big of an artist in person she would be today.
Yeah, piggybacking off of that, and I do wonder, like, had that happened 25 years ago, would our experiences be different? Would people be as judgy? Would people be as this or that? Because her story is somewhat my experience. Like, I sing in Spanish. I sang mariachi music. I sang all of that. Yet I didn't speak Spanish fluently. But if you heard me sing, you would never know. Like, people would come up to me in Spanish, blah, 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 and I'm just like, see.
What?
Like, and it's like, I know what they're saying, but I get nervous because I'm like, am I saying it right? Like, am I? And then it's like, I don't even know how to respond. So
There's a weird pressure.
There is a weird pressure. I do wonder if, like, my experience would have been different, if people's minds would have been opened or changed in some way. And can we talk about, like, this is 25 years later, and like, it's like she's new still. And that's like, again, going back to like an organically made artist. I don't even know if that's like the right, how to explain that, but meaning like they put in the time and the practice and the traveling, and they did all of that themselves. It was slow and steady, but look at the outcome.
What I like about their story so much is, in my head, there's a lot of people and musicians throughout the years that have done this. They were ahead of their time in the sense of they were all independent artists. Like, they did it themselves, they made it themselves, they rehearsed themselves. They put themselves in a position to get on the platform and then become something big. Like, they put in the legwork of being like an independent artist, booking my own shows, driving my own way there, like paying for the gas myself, you know, taking the family. Like, it was all like, that's what I admire so much about it, and I take so much inspiration from that, like, drive to do what you want to do. It's amazing.
All right, next point. So let's talk about Selena fans.
Her favorite topic.
Okay, so not trying to be a hater. Love be a hater. No, I'm kidding.
By the way, the sweatshirt, if you guys haven't seen it, is what I'm talking about.
This is what, yes, this is. I've used this in another YouTube video. I promise I have more clothes. It's just one of my favorites. Like,
That's the only one she has.
if you know me, you know I have subtle hints of things that I love. Farida, Selena, Kobe.
She has 5 pairs of that sweatshirt.
What?
She wears it Monday through Friday.
No, I don't. This is the only sweatshirt I have. I swear. Okay. What I was gonna say was Selena fans. So here's my thing, especially right now, like, and I'm sure there are some of you out there that will relate to this, like, who claim they are the #1 Selena fan. I feel you. I know how you feel about this, and like,
she's calling out the she's calling out the posers. That's what she's doing right now.
so most of you, some of you might know this, like, I want people, a new generation of people, to know who she is. I want you to know that, and I want you to appreciate that, but don't act like you know things that you don't know. Like, it is fine to be a new fan of someone legendary and iconic. That is welcomed into the I'm a Selena fan club. It's like skate culture. You would know this, and anyone else who's a skater would know this too. A skater? Is that what you call him?
A person, a human being.
Shut up. Anywho, yeah, it's like, for example, right? He's been skating his whole life. He is like in that. He knows that. That's his like heart. And then, for example, someone like my heart. Then
The skateboard.
imagine someone like me being like, oh my god, I want a skateboard. And then I go to the skate park and I'm like, and all the cool stuff. And I'm just like, and I sit there and I walk around like I know things that I don't know.
Or it's just like, if you like it, just like skate. Like, you don't have to like be whatever. Like, just like do like just skate. Have fun.
Yeah.
Like, just you like it. Like, you're here. It's just like, to your point, it's, I guess what you're saying is like, if you're a Selena fan, like, be a full Selena fan, right?
It's like this. It's like when the Super Bowl comes around and like people that don't watch football are like, I'm a blah 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 fan.
right,
And it's
right.
like, you don't know. You haven't been here all year. You come for one day a year. Like, you don't even watch football. Like, what are you talking about? That's how I feel right now with this series coming out. And again, it's like, I want people to learn. I want people to know. I want people to like, you know?
Yeah,
but
yeah,
it's
yeah.
like, get off the bandwagon. Get in
I get
line.
it,
Learn
yeah.
what you need to learn and then come. But like, don't come and speak on something you don't know.
The hype beasts,
Exactly.
which are good to have. It's just, it's like bow down to your sensei. Like, this person knows. So just like sit down and let's get educated.
It's
let's
like-
learn about Selena from the person who knows Selena.
No, not even.
Oh,
Yes. No, I'm kidding. But no, it's just like, yeah, if you're a newer fan, great. That's amazing. I don't want to be like, you can't like Selena as much as me. You can't, but but like really, like just appreciate it and be respectful of the people that have been on this journey for a long time. That's my 2 cents.
it's a moment for Selena fans for sure.
Absolutely.
Do you think this is a big moment for Mexican Americans?
Absolutely. This in itself has so many major parts to this show coming out. Yes. Take everything out. Oh my god, my favorite singer ever in the whole world is like on Netflix now. I get to watch her story again. I get to like all the things I've researched, all the things I've read about on TV. Like, I can see it now. Yes, that is one major thing. If you're talking about like artistry and like what it is to be an artist and like to perform on stage, there is so much you can learn just from that. Yet there is also a whole other book of things to learn on Mexican culture and what it's like, and like it's such a huge thing to see people that look like you on TV. Like, I can't drive that point enough, and I didn't realize this actually until this year. I didn't realize that it mattered to me so much that I wanted people to look like me on TV. Like, I guess I detached myself from that idea because as a kid growing up, I was always just like, I don't watch TV because they don't look like me. Or, I mean, I do watch TV, but you get what I'm saying. Like, I don't know these classic movies. I don't know like this actress and that actor because I can't relate. Like, in a way, you know what I mean? Like, culturally, it's just different.
And you have a unique perspective because being a dancer for so long, going to so many auditions, you probably don't even know how many auditions you've gone to at this point, but like, you've gone through so many auditions, and what is the thing that they tell you? They're looking for people who are ethnically ambiguous. You want to be seen on TV, but even if you're slightly less than...
I can never be, when going out for auditions, depending on what it is, if it's something general or commercial, right? And it's like a group of friends, I can't look too Mexican. And yes, that's a thing. Like, that is true. I can't go to the audition with big ol' hoop earrings, and I'm not trying to like put myself in the box of stereotype, but I'm just saying I can't necessarily be who I authentically am all the time. And I've grown up doing that because I've been auditioning since I was 13. So.
And that kind of just goes into that, like, you're too Mexican for the Americans, and you're too American for the Mexicans.
Exactly. Or you get called for these roles, and it's like, that's not me either. I'm not some gangbanger on the street. Like, sure, I could play that type, but like, that's not me either. Mm-hmm. So like,
and that's why it's such a big deal. I feel like, for like what you're saying is like, you're seeing somebody who not only looks like you on TV, but also like kind of has the same culture as you on TV.
Yes.
And that's kind of crazy.
It's crazy, actually, the similarities between her life and my life. Like, she grew up singing. She's Mexican American. She didn't speak Spanish, but then she learned it and then got really good. I'm not quite there yet, but like, it's true.
You're getting there.
Getting there. You know, you have people that really appreciate your voice and your talent, even if you don't necessarily fully speak the same language or you don't fully come from the same place. I forgot what we were talking about.
Just how amazing it is that like you're seeing somebody.
Oh right, who's yes, who mirrors me not only in looks but also like just upbringing and background. Like, she's in the middle, you know. I mean, they didn't have a lot of money, but meaning, you know what I mean. I'm not gonna explain it again.
What I like about the original first Selena movie too is how they got across the culture of, you don't have a lot, you make do with what you have, yet despite not having nearly as much as some people, mm-hmm. you still laugh and you still have a good time.
Yeah.
With the people around you.
Agreed. I think that's also evident in the series. In the first episode, for those of you that have watched already, and I think I talk about this in my first video, like them being on food stamps and the dad in the grocery store giving this like really major lesson to the kids. Then he's like, all right, go check out. Because he doesn't want to go to the front of the line with food stamps. He's like, all right, go ahead. It's funny. That's funny.
That's funny. That was a good little discussion.
That was a great discussion.
Great discussion.
I feel like I'm gonna hit end recording and I'm gonna be like, dang it, I shouldn't have done it.
But I'm so excited for Rickie's reaction video series for Selena's Thing, because like, if there's anybody who should be watching it, it's her, and you should be watching her video reacting to it, because it's gonna be nothing but pure enjoyment, or very analytical and trying to break down why that wasn't exactly what Selena would have done. Enjoy it. Keep watching. Subscribe to her channel. It's gonna be amazing. My name's Kobe. I'm so happy to be special guest, and I'm probably gonna be on more because we live together.
And this is my boyfriend.
And yes, that too. And
get off me. I'm just kidding. Oh my gosh, I feel so much pressure now. I'm like, am I even that big of a Selena fan?
yes.